Don't you just hate that feeling that you have when you feel like you forgot to do something? That's how I feel right now. I feel like I forgot to do something, but I can't put my finger on what that is. Maybe like a few minutes, I'll remember and I'll realize that I screwed up. But I think we're good. Everything's set up, but I have this weird feeling that I forgot something. Oh well, it's not your problem. What's up? Is Will here with Exposed in IWC, and today we're talking about this awesome card that Stardom is putting forth here in 2 weeks. That we're talking about All Star Grand Queendom. Now this show is happening in 2 weeks, a week after Mania. We're talking about it now because if we don't, it's not going to happen. Because I know myself. It's important to know yourself, okay? I know myself. I know that once we get close to WrestleMania weekend, gonna have people traveling to Las Vegas, a lot of Joshi talent, a lot of talent from across the world. My mind is gonna be a big blur, okay? Once that is over, WrestleMania weekend, my mind will probably be tired. I'm not gonna be thinking about doing any type of streams at all at that point. So this is gonna be lost for me, so I need to do it now. And it's best time to do it, even though I think today they announced another match. So they're still announcing matches for this card, but the big ones are pretty much set in stone. But I just thought, okay, Will, you want to talk about it? Do it now, because I know you're not going to talk about it later on. So just get it out the way. So we're talking about this card right now. It is it's the biggest show since Dream Queendom. Correct me if I'm wrong. There won't be a bigger card. Well, we don't know, but you could assume that this is probably the biggest show until the final, the 5-star GP. So whenever that match takes place, they're probably the next big one. But this one is completely stacked with talent and there's like 4 matches that can main event a show. A lot to look forward to. Now, when I'm talking about this show, I realize there are people who are in the stream that know almost less than nothing, potentially, about Stardom and the Joshi scene. So I will attack this stream and try to keep it as... How do I say this? I will talk about these matches as much as I can, give as much detail as I can, so that if you weren't watching anything at all from this promotion, you can jump in and say, oh, okay, I understand what's happening here, so on and so forth. Okay, there's people who know more than me watching this stream, I get that. But I'm going to try to explain what's happening, the storylines, and the characters as much as I can, so it makes sense to the casual viewer who's not really paying attention. If that makes any sense. All right, so this card is stacked. Okay, the main event, Saya Kamitani taking on Tam Nakano. This feud is never ending, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining because it's been good. Okay, this is a good... it's been solid to good. I won't say it's great. Some people say it's the best women's story right now. It's good. It's fine. There've been some bumps along the road, but this is the headline. This is the main attraction here. This feud that's continuing all the way from late last year into Dream Queendom, all the way into April. It's still happening. Okay, this feud, we'll talk about it later on, but this is the headline, and we have a lot of talented women on this card. We're gonna start from the bottom. By bottom, I mean, well, I think we'll start the show. It'll progress all the way to main event. That's how we're gonna handle this. Just hope Saya defends belt more than she retains. After she retains. Oh, you're trying to say she hasn't really been defending her belt with any regularity? Well, she's in a program with Tam. I mean, I don't think she's been lacking title defenses, but maybe that's just me. I feel like she's been active in defending the belt appropriately, considering the storyline they're telling. But yeah, maybe after this, it's a slippery slope, because if you want more defenses, but with more defenses that come more rapidly, you have maybe less time to cook with storylines. You have more random matches that come out of nowhere. It all depends. It depends on what you want to see. All right, let's dive into the first match here. First of all, let me look at some of these graphics. Good stuff here. Okay, again, this is the main event: Saya versus Nakano. We'll talk about this later on. Let's move on to the first match we're going to talk about here, and that is this one. Now, honestly, I forgot it was on the show. I forgot the 6-woman tag was on the show. We basically have Cosmic Angels taking on Sendai Girls. Okay, this is another promotion in Japan coming into Stardom's house and having a match. You have Meiko here, who is on her retirement tour. I don't know how many more matches she has. This one, I think it ends but her career ending in the end of April, I think at the end of April, that's it. But we have Saori Anou, who is just a fabulous talent. The more I watch her, the more I love her. It's great. Beautiful offense, her beautiful, elegant bridging is just fantastic to watch. I love Saori Anou. Got Natsupoi, also a very talented wrestler in the Cosmic Angels. And then you got Aya Sakura. Now, she's all right. Okay, she's all right. Okay, honestly, considering all of the rookies from 2023, the only one I really like, to be completely honest with you, is Victoria Yuzuki. And she's not even in the promotion anymore. She's in freaking Marigold. So that's a go to show you how I feel about that crop of youngsters, or rookies at least. They're all okay. Sakura's okay. Sayaka's okay. Ranna is okay. They're all right. Okay, I'm not shitting on them. Hanako, probably my second favorite of that group. I like Hanako for what she brings, her height, her strength, her presence. That's all cool. But honestly, Victoria Yuzuki is the only one I really care about, and she's not even in Stardom anymore. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Cosmic Angels taking on Meiko, got Maika Iwata, who's very talented, very good. I'm sorry, Mika Iwata, very good. And Yuna. This match, who's gonna win? Doesn't really matter. Honestly, this match has no stakes. I could see Cosmic Angels winning this match, only because I think later on we're gonna have another match, which is gonna be Sendai Girls against Stardom, and I think that match is gonna go the other way. So because that match is gonna go that way, I think this match ends with Cosmic Angels winning. Meiko's not taking a pin, obviously. I don't think Mika taking the pin either. So probably Yuna. I'm gonna guess that Saori Anou pins Yuna with one of her beautiful bridges. Pin 1, 2, 3. That's it. But this is a fine match. It'll be fun. A lot of great talent clearly on this card. And that's that. One defense, 100 days. Wow, great job at Champ Saya. Has it really been one defense? Guess it has been. Oops. Oh yeah, I guess it has been. The one that was on YouTube against Pam. I guess that's it. Well, you're right. I take it back. You're right. She should be defending the title more. We'll see how that goes. Next match we have is Rina. Sorry. Taking on an old hag. I'm joking. Yumiko is taking on Rina here. This is basically a generation match. The new guard against the old guard, right? That's what this is. Rina saying, hey, Stardom is great now. Stop talking about the past. The old heads need to get out of here. We're running Stardom now. It's a new generation. Blah, 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 blah. You know, the other side saying, respect your elders. The legend coming back to wrestle, yada, yada, yada. That's what this is. Old guard versus new guard. This is a fine match. Who's going to win this match? I don't know. I mean, usually they try to respect the elders in Japan. So Rina might lose this match. She's a youngster. She can take a loss. It doesn't really matter. I'm a fan of Rina. Of the three, when I say of the three, I'm talking about the three sisters. Rina, Hina, and Hanan. She's arguably the most promising from a character standpoint. you can argue back and forth about Hanan versus Rina. I get it. We'll talk about Hanan here in a second. I was not the biggest fan of her. Starting to come around. But as far as the three sisters, Rina I like the most. This match will be fun, solid. You have a 19-year-old against a 58-year-old. It is what it is. This is a fine match. Am I hyped? Not really. I think the older veteran here will win. A youngster will take the L, and I'll be fine. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it doesn't nothing much more to talk about it. Just, you know, two different generations coming together, and that'll be that. I'm rooting for Rina, but she'll probably lose. So these are undercard matches. We haven't gotten to the big matches yet. Okay, Future of Stardom Championship. We have Hina. If you're wondering, for those of you who may be watching who don't know anything about this, you may say, don't these women look alike? Hina and Rina? Well, because they're twins. Okay, and then all three of them, Hina, Rina, and Hanan, are getting pushed to the moon. Now, I don't really have a problem with that per se. I just feel like some of it sometimes feels forced, especially with this Rina reign right here. So she's currently the Future of Stardom champion. Hanan was the champion at one time. She's the older one. Then Rina, and now Hina is like, you know, kind of feels kind of forced, kind of planned out well before, like this even, like, I feel like this was planned out years before. Like, okay, Hanan, you'll be champion. You'll be the Future of Stardom champion. Then Rina, you'll be the Future of Stardom champion. Then Hina, you'll be the Future of Stardom champion. It feels very, very forced. Doesn't feel like, you know, a natural progression of these women's pushes. I feel like it's kind of like feels really manufactured. And that sounds crazy because it's fiction, is all manufactured, but some of it feels more forced than others. I feel like this whole entire, like, these three sisters all being Future of Stardom champions, it feels very deliberate in a way that doesn't feel nice. It feels kind of like, fine, we get it. All three of them have to be champions. Okay, fine. It's her turn. You know, it doesn't really feel like a natural progression. It feels kind of manufactured and forced. But that being said, she's okay. She's not my favorite. Of the three, I like her the least. She's taking on Ranna. Don't love her either. She's fine. I talked about it already. Of these rookies from 2023, all of them are just kind of fine. Whether it's Sakura, whether it's Sayaka, whether it's Ranna, they're all kind of just fine. Vittoria Mizuki, like her a lot. She's not there anymore. She's the Mahari Gold. The rest of them are just okay. Who can win this match? I think she probably retains. She just won the belt, and she's related to the other two. So because that family is being pushed, I don't see her dropping the belt here. I think she retains, and that'll be that. This is probably my least favorite match on the card. Not trying to be a hater of this woman, but I'm just not. Of all the sisters, of the three, she's my least favorite. That's all. So, Will, why are you against EO going back to? Oh my God, let's talk about EO after after talk about these matches. We'll talk about EO after that. Is Mayu dropping the belt to Syuri? I hope not, but maybe. It depends. We'll talk about that match here in a second. We'll talk about Syuri against Mayu in a second here. It's possible, but we'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, this match straightforward. Hina retains. Cool. Moving on. Now this match was just added to the card today, or this morning, or last night, depending on where you live. Suzu Suzuki taking on Mei Sarah. This match is a grudge match. These two have been going at it for weeks here. They're of the same faction. You'll notice on this card, there's a lot of infighting amongst the factions. I don't know if that's a strategic thing from creative, but I feel like there's a lot of tension within these factions, and this is one of them. You have Suzu and Sarah Mehi have been going at it for weeks. He accidentally hitting each other by accident, and all bowled over on the 2nd of April, where Suzu freaking took a chair to her head, and people like me thought, oh, is she gonna join hate? But no, that didn't happen. She also attacked Hate. So she kind of like a lone wolf right at this point. She's kind of going on her by herself. She left Neo Genesis, and now they're still feuding. So we're gonna get this match here on this card. Why is this happening? Or like, what's the real reason why this is happening? You can speculate. I think Suzu said, what did she say? I can't remember what it is exactly. Why she turned on Neo Genesis and her friend Sarah May, but this will be a good match. Two talented wrestlers, very good singles competitors. Got the high speed champion against Suzu. Suzu been having plenty of opportunities to win the red belt. She keeps failing. Will that ever happen for her? I don't know, but this is a good match. On the undercard, very talented wrestlers. We'll see where it goes. So this kind of match is more about the story beats, the character moments, what's going to happen from here. Will Suzu create her own faction? What's going to happen with Neo Genesis? It's all compelling stuff. What's going to happen in terms of the result? I feel like Suzu's been standing tall a lot recently. Maybe I give it to Mei Sarah here. Champion wins. She's a champ. Why not have the champion win the match? But I have no real conviction when it comes to this result. It could go either way. But yeah, they've been trying to play the whole "oh, we're fine" thing for weeks. Almost like Fraxium in NXT. Oh, we're fine. Everything's fine. It ain't fine, clearly. So she's left that faction. We'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, this is a good match. Not the most exciting match on the card, but it'll be a good one for sure. All right, so those are pretty much all the undercard matches. I mean, I got Cosmic Angels winning this one. Give it to the old head. Hina retains. And Mei Sarah wins here. All right, now it's time for the bigger matches. The one that got these fancy smancy match cards. Check this out. I like this so much, I tiled it so you can see it on the screen here, on the full screen. All right, so this is a tag team championship match. All right, we have Wing Gori taking on FWC. That is Hanan and Saya Iida taking on Hazuki and Koguma. Now, this is interesting for a couple reasons. The number one reason is they're all in the same faction. Like I said before, a lot of infighting within these factions. They're all a part of Stars. And they are beefing. Hanan does not like Hazuki right now. She's not a fan of how Hazuki treats the youngsters. She's not a fan of how she goes about her business. Hazuki says, "Why are you the only one complaining? Nobody else is complaining but you." And these two are butting heads and it's causing a lot of friction within this faction. Will that lead to Hazuki leaving Stars? Will it lead to the destruction of this faction? I don't know. One thing's for certain, Mayu Iwatani is a terrible leader, clearly, because it's all happening under her watch. All happening under her leadership. So clearly she's not the best leader. So these four women are beefing all in the same faction. Now let's talk about some of these chicks individually. Hanan is the older sister of the twins that I talked about earlier. Rina, Hina, and Hanan, the oldest one. She is the future of the company. They are positioning her to be the face of the company. She will, even the fans are saying it. They're saying that if Mayu Iwatani leaves, you hand the keys over to Hanan. Now, for the longest time, I thought Hanan, I still kind of feel that way. Hanan, for me, I get the appeal. I can see why they like her. I see what they see. Taller girl, big wide smile, athletic, fast, can move, marketable. I get it. I don't like her that much because I don't really care for the character. Very generic, like generic Joshi. Somebody said it great on Twitter. If you go into a video game, you press a button, say create Joshi, Hanan comes out. Very generic, very boring, nothing really interesting about the character. That's really my problem with Hanan. But the more I watch her, the more I see, yes, I get it. The talent, the athleticism, the look, I see what they see, I get it. But her little sister, Rina, is more compelling and interesting to me. And Hanan, she got to do something to get something with the character, that's all. Talk to creatives, whatever, they got to do something here. Because right now, they're pushing the hell out of her. And she's going to be the face of the company, it's going to happen. But I just don't really see it yet from a character standpoint. Saya Iida doesn't put her foot wrong. Muscle mommy, good wrestler. Hazuki is a fantastic singles wrestler and a good tag team wrestler, of course. She's part of the most popular tag team in Stardom, FWC. But for me, Hazuki is someone who has kind of been pigeonholed in this tag team realm, and I prefer her to be more singles. I've been wanting her to win the white belt for a long time. She keeps losing, coming up short. I was hoping that Hazuki would beat Starlight Kid this year for the white belt. That's still on the cards. Maybe if she loses this match, she goes more singles. I don't know. What does that mean for the tag team and Koguma? I think they'll be fine regardless. She can do both. She can wrestle in singles and tag team. That's fine. Look at Mayu Iwatani. She's wrestling with Momo Kogo, and she's the IWGP champ. Do the same thing with Hazuki. She can win the white belt and still be a tag team competitor. It's not that serious, okay? But I like her in singles. I feel like she should be doing more. But she's a tag team wrestler. It is what it is. So you have Hanan, Saya Iida, Hazuki, and Koguma. I think champions retain. Hanan won't lose that belt until it's time to put the white belt on her. That's how I feel. They are pushing Hanan to the moon. So she'll be champion in the tag team realm as long as they want her to be there. And the second they're ready to put the white belt on her, all right, Hanan, drop the belts. We'll move you to the singles championship. That's how I see it. I mean, it's whether you like it or not. Again, I'm coming around to Hanan, but for right now, the character just isn't there for me. It's not interesting. It's kind of generic, but good match here. Very good tag match. Again, the storyline here with the Stars faction. What's going to happen? Will Stars deteriorate? Is Mayu Iwatani a terrible leader? Yes. What's going to happen? I don't know. So for this match, I think the result is not in doubt. I think the champions retain. And I think Hazuki and Koguma, they're already champions anyway. They're Oz Academy champions. So champion versus champion. If they lose, they're still champions. Big whoop. It's more interested in what's going to happen with the faction after the match. But yeah, this is good. Good match. It'll be fun, I'm sure. I'm not going to complain about good wrestling and good talented wrestlers. But yeah, pretty straightforward. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it's pretty straightforward what's going to happen here. Champions retain. Am I wrong? You tell me. Let's see here. The one thing I'll say about this show is going to ride on the in-ring and the character moments in the story beats. Because I feel like the results are kind of all not in doubt. I feel like Asuka doesn't like this company. She likes it now. Aren't you paying attention? Asuka doesn't like the founders of the company. She doesn't like Rossi. She doesn't like Nanae Takahashi. She doesn't like Fuka. Now that they all left to go to Marigold, she's getting all buddy-buddy with the Stardom talent. She's talking to Syuri. She's talking to Maika. She's talking to all the talent in Stardom. So now she's cool with Stardom. But for the record, Asuka likes Stardom talent now. She likes the promotion, and she's not saying anything about Marigold. So she hates the people who created Stardom, particularly Nanae Takahashi. She hates Nanae. Anyway, yeah, I got the champions retaining. Next match, we have Maika taking on Chihiro Hashimoto. This match can main event a Stardom show very easily. The main event. It's like the fourth match down the card, because this match is so not on the same level as the other ones coming up here. But this show is loaded. We have the Sendai Girls Champion, the World Champ taking on Maika. These two have been beefing for like a month or two now, and they've been building and building and building until now we get to the point where Maika is challenging for the Sendai Girls World Championship. This is a promotion versus promotion match. Stardom against Sendai Girls. I think the result is not in question here. Champion will retain. But the story here is Maika had been talking down on Sendai Girls. Even in the press conference, he said, hey, look at this big press conference we're in. You guys aren't used to this, huh? Basically saying Stardom is above Sendai Girls. It's the Stardom superiority complex. Like that idea, like, oh, we're above it all. We're above Sendai Girls. So that's the story here. So they've been talking about it so much that Maika will lose. The champion will retain. But what I want to say about this match is Hashimoto is underrated as hell. She's a great tag team wrestler, but at the same time, she's a great single competitor. She's one of the best in the world, but she doesn't get that recognition for whatever reason. But she's great. Maika, for the longest time, I've been jokingly, I haven't been serious about it, but I've been jokingly saying that she kind of like is mid. That was because of her booking last year. I thought her booking was out of this world, kind of over the top for the longest time. That's not her fault. Her push it's not her fault, okay? That whole nonsense last year with a 5-star GP when she won every damn match and then lost to Tam Nakano, it was so stupid. I hated the booking all around. And her reign last year wasn't my favorite when she's the world champion. She's cool. I don't have a problem with her, to be honest with you. She's fine. She's a good wrestler. I just don't think that her push made sense to me last year. But it is what it is. We move on. She's in a match here. She's going to lose, and rightfully so. Because Meiko, who's she's dictating the result here. Because it's a Sendai Girls World Championship, and she's running that promotion. So Meiko Satomura is definitely not going to have her champion lose here. In fact, Meiko just lost the belt to her not too long ago. So she crowned her champion by letting her pin her. So if she's going to be the champion, she'll probably be the champion for a while now. For a while, I feel like. Maybe the rest of the year. So yeah, this is going to be her first defense. She'll win. But this is a good match, right? Maika, Chihiro, Hashimoto, very good match. I mean, no complaints here. This could main event the show. It could. But it won't. This show is stacked. So basically, this is all about that girl saying, hey, respect our promotion, respect our champion, and stop looking down on us. Just because you're in Stardom. Okay, Maika? That's a story. And yeah, she will win. Very, very underrated. Very underrated, she is. Moving on to the next match. But be clear, this is a big match. We got champions retaining all the way around here. Tag team champions retain. Hashimoto retains. Next, we have another banger. Okay, now when it comes to in-ring, this might be my most anticipated match. Okay, we have Starlight Kid, the one they call Starlight Kid, taking on Azumi. These two have had plenty of wars, plenty of epic legendary battles, especially in the high-speed realm. And now they go toe-to-toe for the white belt. These two are going to cook. Assuming Starlight Kid is 100% healthy, that shoulder injury she had, I think she's good. These two are going to put on a damn clinic. I am excited for this one. Okay, now, these two, there's a repeated theme here. They're both in the same faction. Okay, they're both in the same faction. They're both in Neo Genesis. And there is no leader of this faction. And they believe the reason why Suzu has been acting out. Reason why they've had so many issues with this faction is because there is no leader. They're kind of like all kind of around the same age. They say, we don't need a leader. We're all together. We're all leading together. Now they decided that's not the right approach. We should have a leader, and we'll let this match determine that. Now, this match is also for the white belt. That's the big prize here. But under that, the winner will also be the leader of Neo Genesis. This is going to be a match of the year contender, I believe. I am excited for this. I think the world of Starlight Kid and Azumi, yeah, good stuff, man. I can't say enough. This is going to be very, very good. These two are also, by the way, champions together. There are the Artists of Stardom champions. They're Shiro champions. Is Starlight Kid, Azumi, and Amasaki. They're all champions already. So it's kind of weird. In fact, it's really weird. Everything around Azumi's booking has been weird. All of it. Right now, she's challenging for the white belt in 2 weeks. She's also gunning for Mercedes Monet's strong belt. And she's also just beat Saya Kamitani. It's stupid. She pinned her. So they have her in 3 different pots. Because if you pin the champion, if you pin Saya Kamitani, you should be #1 contender for the red belt. So she's challenging for the white belt. She's challenging for that. She pinned the red champion, and she also wants to take the belt off of Mercedes Monet. It's kind of weird. Focus on one thing. She's going to lose this one. I know that. I mean, that's obvious. Starlight Kid will be the leader. She should have been the leader the entire time anyway, because she's kind of the de facto leader anyway. But her booking is just kind of weird, Azumi. Like, where are they going with this? I was very, very upset when she lost the IWGP belt. She lost that opportunity to Mayu. I was sure she's going to win it, and I was very, very pissed about that one. Now they have her all over the place. Is she going to win gold in singles right now? I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know what they're doing with the Azumi. But anyway, forgetting about that, the match itself is going to be amazing. This match is going to be killer. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it, even though I think Azumi's booking is very, very weird. He literally wrestled last night for Prestige. I believe Azumi has eyes on America. Of all the people who are currently wrestling in Japan right now, in Stardom, the one that I'm sure is going to take the jump is Azumi. I just feel like she wants that challenge. From everything I've read, from what I see her doing, she's talking about wanting to travel the world. She wants to travel the world. I think she wants to use the New Japan Strong Belt to do that. But if she had that in her mind, I feel like eventually she's going to take the jump. Now, there's plenty for her to do in Stardom. Never won the red belt, never won the white belt. So there's stuff for her to do there. But ultimately, down the road, I feel like her goals and her ambition will lead her to probably AEW. I would love for it to be WWE, but probably AEW. But yeah, look out for that. If I had to guess, I'd say Starlight Kid to WWE, Azumi to AEW. That's a complete guess with no real evidence. But I have a feeling that, because I remember when Starlight Kid went to WrestleMania, talked about how she wished she could hear her music played in a stadium like this. I feel like she has big ambition. And I feel like WWE would be more her lane. And I feel like Azumi will probably lean towards AEW, but I have no real evidence to back that up. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. What's today's date? April 13th. Starlight Kid, WWE, Azumi to AEW. But no real evidence to back that up, honestly. But this match will be killer. Can't wait. Awesome. Next match. Okay. This is my co-main event. Talk about this. It is Mayu Iwatani taking on Syuri. In ring match of the year contender, just like this one, just like Starlight Kid, Azumi, match of the year contender, also match of the year contender in ring. My issue with this match is the lack of imagination, the lack of creativity with the story is very, very underwhelming. In fact, Mayu's entire year has been underwhelming if you ask me. Kind of been walking around being a terrible leader. Clearly, she can't lead, obviously, considering what's happening with Hazuki and Hanan. Stars is in shambles. She's kind of just walking around, not doing nothing. She's teaming with Momo Kogo all the time. That's cool. Good, nice little tag team there. But nothing's really happening with this reign. I feel like her reign should have ended at the freaking what was it Wrestle Kingdom. I think she should have dropped the belt to Azumi. Didn't happen. She retained for some weird reason, and now she has a match here against Syuri. Did the reign end? Yes, it should probably end here. Will it? I don't know, because I have no idea what they're doing. No clue what's happening here with this woman's reign. She's been champion for what, over 600 days? How long has this reign been? We not make up anything. How long is this reign? Let's see. Mayu, Iwatani, cage match ratings. Cage match. That cage match score is insane. Let's see. Titles. 740, not 41, 21 days. That reign is sickening. Why does a reign need to be that long? There is no reason why it should be that goddamn long. 721 days. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it should end. Now, will Syuri end it or will Syuri end it? I don't know what's going to happen here. I just feel like this reign should have ended a long time ago. I would have preferred it be Azumi, but oh well, it didn't happen. This match would be great though. It'd be great. Looking forward to it. I just can't bring myself to see her lose. I can't pick her losing. You've had 721 day reign. Will it end here? I don't know confidence. So I'm just going to say she retains. Why? I don't know. Maybe they want Syuri to do it, to beat her. I know Syuri challenged Syuri for the #1 contendership at her own show. That was a draw. So my guess is Mayu Iwatani retains. They just set up Syuri against Mayu later on, and they put the belt on Syuri. Do I want that for Syuri? Not really, but Syuri really wants to hold that belt. She really wants that belt for whatever reason. Because the history of the belt that the men have, I just don't care about this reign or this title, but she does. So since she cares about it, I think they want to put her in that position, considering Syuri has been, I think, back-to-back Wrestler of the Year. So because they want her in their promotion or part of their promotion, they'll put the belt on Syuri. And Syuri will have a very long, very, very long IWGP reign. Hopefully not that long, though. But that's my guess. I think Mayu Iwatani retains. She dropped the belt to Syuri down the road. But yeah, I mean, Mayu Iwatani's year has been kind of blah. Kind of meh. Oh well. Hopefully this match will remind folks about her existence. Right now, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that anybody cares about what she's doing right now. Could be wrong. That could just be me. That could just be me. And finally, the last match on the card Well, definitely is. The main event. Career versus career. Mayu was last match. The Saya Kamitani taking on Tam Nakano. This feud has been going on forever. In a good way, not a bad way. Well, not really forever, but since what? October of last year or November? Saya Kamitani beat her at Stardom Dream Queendom. He forced her, well, not forced. She asked her to put the belt on her waist, and she did it with tears in her eyes. And she kicked the shit out of her, and she embarrassed the hell out of her. And it was a very, very bad moment for Tam. Since then, they continue feuding. They had this whole thing where Sakura was trying to show Tam that she was going to stay with her because Saya Kamitani kept trying to corrupt her or get in her head and tried to convert her to the dark side. That was an entire thing that Tam won because ultimately Sayaka chose to stay with Tam. She didn't turn. So that was a loss for Saya there. So I would assume that because she lost that, the end of the feud would lead towards Saya Kamitani win. Which means that Tam Nakano will end up retiring because this is a career versus career match. How do we get here? Because at first it was a loser leaves Stardom match. That was free on YouTube. Free to watch. I was like, this is nice of them, putting this big match on YouTube. Turns out, the match didn't have that much significance because after the match, Saya said, oh, I'm gonna give you another chance. I'm gonna give you another chance to win the belt. It'll be career versus career. Okay, that's why you put it on YouTube. That's why, because ultimately, the match didn't mean much. They tried to make it seem like it meant something because they said, okay, it was a loser leave Stardom match. So Tam, you must leave Stardom, but technically she's now a freelancer who's still working for Stardom. So it kind of really didn't mean much because she's still working for Stardom. But now, for the career versus career, if Tam loses, her career is over. She must retire from wrestling altogether. So, assuming it's legit, and it should be, because if it's not, you pretty much bullshitted all your fans. Tam is going to lose, because there's no way Saya Kamitani loses. Tam is going to lose, and Tam is going to retire from wrestling. Now, if you're skeptical of that, it makes sense as to why you would be, because there is an ace in a hole that they potentially could use, which would piss people off. And that is this whole wish scenario, this whole Cinderella shit. So, what's her face? Sayaka Kurara won the Cinderella tournament, which gives her a damn chance to bring Tam back if she loses. Now, this would be unfortunate considering the stipulation. It's a cop-out. It's a complete cop-out to have Sayaka come in with her damn wish and say, I wish for her to stay, or I wish for her to come back. That would suck. Don't do that. Whatever you do, if Sayaka comes out there and wishes for her to not retire, I will turn off my computer and never watch Stardom ever again. That's probably a lie. But I'll be tempted to not watch again, because that's bullshit. You've been doing this entire build for months and months and months, leading towards this career versus career match. And you're telling me at the end of it, when Tam has to leave, Sayaka's gonna come out of nowhere and say, no, I'm gonna use my wish to bring her back. That'd be really very, very, very stupid. I would hope that this doesn't happen. I would hope that they have the balls to stick with their decision to have him retire. Someone may say, hey, why would you want a good wrestler like Tam to retire? Well, they didn't have to make the stipulation. They didn't have to do that. They chose to make that stipulation. So I assume Tam wants to retire or Tam wants to walk away for a long time, because why else would you propose a career versus career match when you know the damn result is not going to lead to someone losing their career? It doesn't make any sense. I don't want to see no Cinderella bullshit at all. I don't want to see Sayaka come out of nowhere and say, no, I'm going to save her with my wish. No, no, no. It should be over. I would hope. If it's not over, then I'm done watching Stardom for a period of time, at least. And that's just ridiculous. I can't think of a equivalent that would be that stupid. Like, what's the equivalent booking decision to have like a cop out where somebody is saved by some bullshit like this? I don't know what would be the equivalent of that, but it shouldn't happen. That's all I'm saying. It should not happen. So yeah, whatever you do not let this damn show end with Sayaka coming out there using her wish to bring Tam back. That'd be very, very dumb. That'd be very, 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 very dumb. Just stick with your decision. Stick to your guns. Make the match mean something and have Tam retire. That's what I would do. That's what I would do, at least. I know it's a business, but again, they did not have to pick this stipulation. They chose to. They chose the stipulation. They didn't have to do that. So, I have Tam taking a big fat L in the main event. But this could be match of the year. Their first match for me is match of the year currently. That's my match of the year. The one that's on YouTube for free. It's crazy. Free match of the year. But it is for me right now for the women. This match could top it, especially if the ending is good. I think they could top their match they did back in March. Wasn't it March? I don't remember. They could top it easily. So I'm hoping that's what happens. That is the entire card, folks. Loaded. Let me run through this again. So I have Cosmic Angels winning this. I got the old head winning. Sorry, Rina, you taking the L there. I got Hina retaining. I got Mei Sarah winning this match against Suzu. Hanan and Saya Iida retain. I got Maika losing to Hashimoto. I've got Starlight Kid winning and becoming the new leader of Neo Genesis, retaining her championship. Sorry, Azumi, I don't know what they're doing with you. I've got Mayu retaining against Syuri. And then I have the champion retaining, but I'm hoping that Tam has to actually retire and they don't pull some bullshit where Sayaka comes out and saves the day with her wish, because that'd be very, very dumb. Overall, this is a very, very loaded card. A lot of talent. And they're still adding matches, so this might not be the end of it. But the match that I'm most excited for is this one, I think. Yes, I'm most excited for this one. Yeah, go ahead. Ask your questions. Go ahead. Go ahead. All Joshi questions are available now to be asked. I really like these graphics. I really like this graphic design for the matches. Very, very cool. I like it a lot. But yeah, go free. You're free. Questions, comments, concerns? I love these graphics. Go ahead, Dark. What do you want? Go for it. A lot of these women will be in Las Vegas, by the way. Which is why I would argue that maybe it would be very, very beneficial to have Io retain at WrestleMania to signal to the Azumis, to signal to the Starlight kids signal to the Miyu Watanabes that, hey, look at this. You're a countrywoman, won at WrestleMania. That could be you. If you believe in yourself, if you put forth the effort, you can be in the EO spot. A very, very strong message to the Joshis that anything is possible. Why are you against EO going back to Marigold? Well, wouldn't be back, considering she never signed there. She could have unbelievable she could have unbelievable bangers right now with Mayu, Syuri, etc. And she would win rest of the year again and be back on top of Japan wrestling. Because Japan wrestling is not the top of the industry. Sorry to tell you the truth. The top of the industry is WWE. And EO wants to be at the top of the industry. Therefore, she's in the biggest company, making the biggest money, being champion of the entire women's division in the biggest company. That's where she belongs. Most eyeballs, most prestige amongst the casual viewer, that's WWE. That's where she belongs. That's where she is. She should not go back to Japan. Makes no sense whatsoever to me. That's just my thought process in it. He is the world champion in the biggest promotion. Why would she go back to Japan? Why? Doesn't make sense. That's my response to that. Next question. Bring it on. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. That's all. I think she is where she belongs. I think she's where she belongs. That's where she belongs. WWE would never book her like a Rossi. Rossi's booking is not the best, by the way. His booking is not the great. It's just not great. Would be better in Marigold. That's your opinion. Yeah, she's champion right now, but does she feel like it? Well, she had the match at Mania. If she wins on the biggest stage of them all, then what? You know, all people do is discredit her because she can't cut English promos. That's all they do. That's all they do. There's no people giving her credit. There's no people saying she's great. Really? That's all they're doing? No. People are giving her credit. People are praising her left and right. She's loved by the fans. Gets great reactions from the fans right now. She's in a very, very good spot. I will not complain about her spot whatsoever. I think it's silly. I think that's silly. I think EO is living the dream. She's living the dream. You're trying to ruin it for her. You're trying to take it away from her. I'm trying to keep her in that spot. You want to remove her happiness. You want the smile to go away. That's what you want. You want the smile to go away. Why do you want that for EO? I want her to continue to smile. You want her to stop smiling. That's on you. Stop trying to deprive her of her happiness. You want her to be suffering. I don't want that for her. I want her to continue to be happy and live in life. But that's just me. You want her to go back home? I'm like, nah. She's where she belongs. And being champion isn't her showcasing her talent. She can't show how talented she is as a champion in WWE. When she beats Bianca and Rhea Ripley in a match, you sound ridiculous. She's probably going to beat the two biggest stars in the damn division. And you're complaining. That don't sound crazy to you? Crazy. But speaking of talent, with all the Joshis heading to Las Vegas, like I said before, it'd be very good to see EO winning and having to have her tell her Joshi friends, hey, this is the place to be. Be very, very good for WWE, if you ask me. When will Syuri come back to the Fed? Um, by Fed you mean the Federation? 2026. I would say 2026. Syuri returns once she gets her. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately. If you ask her, it is fortunately, but for me, unfortunately, I think Syuri really wants to hold that IWGP belt. So she won't come back until she has a reign for that belt, unfortunately. We'll see how long it lasts. But I think she'll be the one to beat Mayu. And from there, we'll see how it goes. But I don't love it for her. I think it's unnecessary. I think she's above that belt, but that's just me. That's just me. Who wants to hold it? So be it. So freaking be it. But I think she's above it all. She doesn't need it. Maybe she's gonna wait until Julia leaves, because maybe she doesn't want to step on Julia. By that I mean step on what she's doing in NXT. So maybe she's gonna wait until Julia leaves NXT to go back. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. I love her. I love her to death. Great talent. I'm a fan. We'll see how long she stays in Japan, but I do believe she will return. She will return eventually. Io is in the big three of WWE women's roster. Sure is. Will, I agree, but the Ministry of Dark, of all people, want her to go back to Japan when she's one of the pillars. According to Triple H, she's one of the pillars. He said that Io, Bianca, and Rhea are the pillars of the women's division, and Dark wants her to go back to Japan. Make it make sense. In fact, if you told that to Io herself, probably slap the hell out of you. Like, what? She'll laugh in your face, like, why? The man said Io is one of the pillars. Like I said, you don't want her to be happy. You don't want Io to be happy. I want Io to be happy. Let me see if I can find that tweet again. Where is it? Where is it? It's just on Raw. It's just on Raw. What the hell? It's on Raw. Here it is. No, that's not it. Here it is. You would have her leave. It says here, 3 pillars of the WWE Women's Division, all with something to prove. Ripley, Sky, Belair. You want her to leave this. That is asinine. Like, could you imagine Mayu versus Bianca Belair? Oh my God, that'd be great. That'd be great. Unfortunately, Mayu is not leaving Japan. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening, but that'd be great. You're greedy. You're greedy. She's in a great spot. A great spot. Not even great. Exceptional. She's a goddamn champion heading into Mania. She's probably going to retain. Yeah, Io's been there and done that. So why would she return? Same with Syuri. If Syuri wins rest of the year again, like, what are you doing? It's time to move on. The big stage. It'll be the same thing for Syuri. You win rest of the year in Japan over and over again. You didn't have to move on like she did. and become the top of the women's division in WWE. Io Sky will be a legend beyond Japan. Io Sky will be a legend for the world. And that's what happens when you go to the WWE. It is, whether you like it or not, is the biggest stage. We got saved from Vince leaving. Yep, she did. Io would have been back in Marigold by now if she never got to experience the WWE without Vince McMahon. Once Vince left and Triple H took over, literally Triple H brought her back with Dakota Kai and Bayley, and that set the stage for her to cook on the biggest stage. So that's why she's a Triple H shoulder and she's a Rossi shoulder. So soldier, I'm trying to say. Because she's a Triple H shoulder and a Rossi shoulder, she's not going back to Stardom, that's for damn sure. That's not happening. All right. The woman loves Triple H and WWE. But enough about Io. Do you think Io's WWE run will beat her Stardom run? I mean, that's an opinion. It's subjective. It depends on what you like or what you want to see. It's more challenging to be the top of the WWE, considering the language barrier she has. That's the problem, right? The language barrier, and there's other factors to consider. Yeah, she'd go back to Japan. She'd be at the top very quickly. It'd be easier for her. It's more challenging what she has to do now. I think she likes the challenge. And she's succeeding, so why even change that? But yeah, man, this card is so good. I mean, just banger, 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 banger. And there's good storylines here. There's good character work that we can expect. Good character moments, good story beats to happen. I'm excited. There's so much talent across the board. Does Julia get called up? No. Julia stays in NXT. She's the face of NXT for the women's division, and that's where she stays for this foreseeable future. Next year, probably could get called up, but no, she stays in NXT for a while. That's where she belongs for now. That's where she belongs in NXT. That's the plan. Stick with the plan. For now, at least. Stephanie wants to learn English before going up to the main roster, but I could see her getting called up early because she's red hot. I agree. She's red hot. So it just depends on what Triple H wants to do. But she prefers to stay in NXT and learn English, but which is smart. But we'll see what Triple H has in store. Azumi's match is free on YouTube, by the way. Her match in Prestige. Go to YouTube to watch it right now for free. It's a good match. She's a talent. Hell of a talent. Will probably end up in AEW. I have a feeling. Yeah, there's a new report about Stephanie where she was in Toronto and they wanted her to show up on the show in the front row, but she said no. And while she's in Toronto talking WWE, AEW called her and said, "Don't sign. We're gonna give you an offer." She said, "Hey, this is an offer we're gonna give you." And she told Triple H, "Hey, Triple H, look, this is what they're offering me." And they said, well, I know it was Triple H, but she told WWE, like, we can't match that. So, okay, take AEW deal. We're not gonna match that. So, good luck in your future endeavors. She started crying. And that's when she realized, oh, it's not about the money. I want to be a WWE superstar. And then Shawn Michaels called her. Rest is history. You can watch, you can read the transcript right here. Yeah, so that's kind of crazy. They called her the day after Forbidden Door. By they, I mean WWE called her the day after Forbidden Door. So they're watching, as they should be watching everything. They're like, okay, you can't match that. Have fun in AW. Start crying. So it's not always about money. It's about your dream. Where do you see yourself? What do you want to do? Made the right decision. Double champ. First time double champ. In NXT. Yeah, they wanted to sign her big time. AW did. But that's a good glimpse into the dynamic between WWE and NXT and AW. WWE have a price tag. They have a price tag. They won't go over that. So if Tony Khan says we're gonna do double the offer, all right, take the money. We get it. Have fun in AW. We're not gonna raise our number because of AW. It's not a bidding war. So we have a really, really good indicator of how business takes place. There's no bidding war with WWE. We have a number. We will not go over that number. If AW goes over, that's it. And because they're in the top spot, they can play that game. They did that with Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné asked for a lot of money. They said, okay, go to AW. Take that deal. Because Stephanie came out and said this, we know how they handled the Mercedes Moné thing. Same situation. We will not pay you that much money. So take the AW deal. So now that I know that for a fact, AW will always offer more. So the question is, how much do you dream of being in WWE? Is that your goal? Is that what you want? Because if that's not it, go to AW. They're going to give you more money. Simple as that. That goes for all the talent. Megan Bayne, Monet, Jamie Hayter, any of these talents that are going to be available soon. Jay Cargill, AW will always offer more, but it just depends on what you want to do. What are the chances that Mariah May signs with WWE? Well, we know from evidence here, Tony Khan will offer her more. Now, Mariah May is a Triple H stan, and she grew up a WWE fan, so she'll probably take a pay cut. But if that's her dream, she loves Triple H, that's the goal. That's the advantage WWE has, right? But more money in AW. Now she's young enough that it may not matter because she could sign the AW. She could sign the AW and come to WWE down the road. Because she's like, what, 28? I want to say. I'm sorry, 26. She can make bank now, on a 2-year deal, and then make the jump. So yeah, she's in a good position. No matter what decision she makes, she's fine because she's so young. It's not gonna be her last contract. So she can make bank now and come back to WWE down the road. But we know her dream. Her dream is WWE. Her favorite wrestler is Triple H. So it just depends on what she wants to do. More money, AW, or your dream? Dream or money? Now, with the WWE comes more money down the road, potentially because of the opportunities, because of WWE's reach and their brand and their ratings. There's more opportunities to make money outside of WWE with the WWE contract. AW will give you more money, but it's less opportunities because they don't have much of a reach, right? Because WWE has the Netflix reach, they have different like sponsors, different everything. Like there's so much more opportunities, whether it be acting, whether it be other type of stuff, podcasts, different shit like that. WWE has more reach. So you can take a pay cut by signing with WWE, but make more money down the road with different opportunities, which is what I think Stephanie will benefit from big time. And Mariah May would also benefit from that as well because she's so marketable. if you believe in your marketability and what you can bring off the ring, out of the ring, you can make more money down the road. But she is a Triple H soldier for sure, Mariah May. Let's see. That's what happens when a market running company. Yeah, Tony Khan. What's the chances Mariah May? Oh, I read that one. Stephanie does feel like the next big thing in W. Yep, for sure. They're gonna push her to the moon. Do you see I said this before. People thought I was kidding. Stephanie Becerra will make more money for them than Julia will, because of her Spanish speaking background, because of her culture, because of her where she's from. She is very much of that ilk, of that part of the region, that South American culture she brings, because she can speak Spanish. That will put her in a lot of different spots that other talent just can't get. Those are the spots that Raquel Rodriguez was getting. But Raquel is American. You have someone from Chile who speaks Spanish, who can connect, who is of that culture. She's gonna make a lot of bank going down to Mexico, going down to South America, cutting different advertisements, stuff like that. She's gonna be put in a lot of position to make money. And she's gonna be front facing, and she's gonna be one of the faces of the company because of her background, because of her bilingual. That's what's gonna happen. So yeah, she's gonna make money. She is a steal. Whatever money they're paying her, she deserves more. But she's gonna make that in the back end anyway. But yeah, she's invaluable, man. She is printing money for WWE. I mean, she's traveling down to Chile. She's going down to Chile with a belt. She's doing different interviews. She's doing podcasts in Spanish. She's making the rounds. I mean, look at her. She is money for this company. This is what they've always wanted. They wanted a Spanish-speaking superstar from that area who is beautiful, who is marketable, who has aura. She has everything you want from an international superstar, which is why she's holding the belt. And Julia isn't right now, because there is only one Stephanie Becerra. There's only one of that ilk in the WWE right now. And they're going to ride her all the way to the bank. I mean, just a marketing dream. That's what she is. A marketing dream. When did you first notice her? Well, here's the thing. It's a long story. I stopped watching wrestling altogether for a long time. I got back into it in 2021. So that answers your question. I had to go back and do all my research, do all my viewing from what I've missed. So I got back into wrestling in 2021. So that kind of answers your question. I had to go back and do a lot of research, spend a lot of time going back and watching all the matches I missed, Peacock, and all that stuff. So didn't even know WWE had competitor companies until I deliberately look for them. By AEW. That sucks for them. Poor Julia. She's been completely overshadowed. No, she's not. Completely overshadowed. I'd be saying the most over the top stuff. She hasn't been completely overshadowed. Stephanie is more over, but Julia's right there. Right there. She's now, I believe, going to be the top heel. So the top face, Stephanie, top heel, Julia, how's that being overshadowed? She is over. She's popular. She's in a good spot. No worries with Julia, man. Zero. Stopped watching wrestling in 2020. I can't read right now. In 06, 07 came back in late 2024. I came back in 2021. What brought me back was the Bianca Belair squash. I was on Twitter and I was just scrolling Twitter and I saw Bianca Belair trending. What's going on? Like, who is this? I clicked on Bianca Belair's name. I scrolled. I saw robbed, screwed, cheated, racist. What happened? What's going on here? And I Googled it. I saw, oh, she got squashed by Becky Lynch. Did some more Googling. Went on a YouTube rabbit hole. The rest is history. So if it wasn't for the Bianca Belair squashing, I may not be watching wrestling right now. That moment, and it going viral, is what triggered me on Twitter and got my attention. Yeah, if it wasn't for that moment, who knows where I'd be right now. I'll be watching something else. Yeah, they brought her in as a babyface. That was the goal. But they did not anticipate Stephanie. So if it wasn't for Stephanie, Julia would be a face right now. But because Stephanie came over and she was such a hit, because she's such a hit, they had to pivot. So now Stephanie is the face, and Julia will be the heel, which works out better for her because Julia is a natural heel anyway. So that's where she's going to be cooking right now, and that's her natural habitat, or natural status is heel anyway. So natural habitat. Any other questions about anything? It's an interesting tag team. If you're watching LFG, anyway. Why did Becky squash Bianca Belair in 2021? Because it was supposed to be Bianca versus Sasha Banks, but something happened with Sasha Banks. It's believed, we don't know for sure, but it's believed it's COVID related, and Sasha could not make the show. So Vince had to do something because they've been advertising Bianca versus Sasha, and Sasha wasn't going to make it. So he pivoted to Becky Lynch showing up. Now Becky Lynch was coming off of pregnancy, hadn't been wrestling, so he made the decision to have Becky go out there and squash Bianca. So Bianca went out there, where's Sasha Banks? There's no Sasha Banks. Then Carmella went down there, crowd booed, Becky Lynch music hit, and then she squashed her in like 26 seconds. Very, very controversial, but it ended up being a great storyline. And it made Bianca Belair even bigger of a star. So it all worked out, but it was a very, very controversial decision to have Becky Lynch come up and just squash your top face. But it was because of Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks could not make the show, so he pivoted to Becky Lynch squashing Bianca Belair. It all worked out in the end, but at the time, the internet was completely pissed. Everybody was pissed when it happened at first. Yeah, if they could have buried Bianca Belair. They could have. But Bianca Belair was so over with the crowd when she came back with Becky Lynch. Across from her, she got cheered anyway. So it all worked out. But it could have been bad. If Bianca Belair wasn't such a star, like if it happened to someone else, it could have been bad. But she had so much charisma, she was so over, that it all worked out anyway. They got lucky. They got lucky, really. What am I looking at right now? What is this? Tag team champs, 3-time Dom. Liv and Dom. Okay, gotcha. Caught a glimpse of Rey Mysterio's old ass. It's funny. Watch out for rookies. Huh. Is the stream still working? I don't know. Depends on OBS Studios. Let me know if you can still hear me and see me, because OBS is being weird. You may still be able to hear me, but I don't know. Seems still working? Okay, cool. Yeah, he hates Joshi's and he hates anyone who doesn't have like the stature he looks at. He likes to look at. He likes the taller white girls. So that's Rhea, Charlotte Flair. It is what it is. I don't watch him or listen to him, so I don't pay him any mind. So I don't really care what he has to say. But a lot of people care and listen to him, so that's why. Is he racist? I don't know. He says racist leaning stuff. I don't know what's in his heart, so I can't say that with certainty. But what he says can be interpreted and signal racism. I can say that much, but I'm not entirely sure. He's insensitive. It's from, yeah, it's weird. I don't really know what he is. I just don't. I think he's an idiot on most situations. I feel bad for Camille. Uh, I don't feel bad for her yet. Because I'm not sure what she wants. What does she want out of wrestling? She wants a paycheck, and she's a good spot because she's being paid. If she wants something more in the ring, well, then I feel sorry for her, but I'm not sure. But she made her decision. Honestly, I thought she'd go with TNA, but that's just me. WWE wanted her, NXT wanted her, but she made a decision to go elsewhere. So it's an unfortunate situation because the truth of the matter is she's not that good. That's just the truth. She's not that good in the ring. And she's going to AW. You have to be good in the ring to get a lot of attention. You can't just have a look. You have to be good in the ring. And she can't go like that. Look at Megan Bayne. Great look. And she's good in the ring. I called it. I said it months ago. I said this is going to be a mistake. But it is what it is. She's not that good in the ring. She's okay. She's not Megan Bayne. She's not Chris Statlander. Nowhere close. But she's a bigger girl who can't go like those two. But she's always going to be in a bad spot. She doesn't have that natural athleticism like Jade. So even Jade is kind of green. At least she has that athletic potential. Camille doesn't have that. She's always going to be in a bad spot. But I try to tell folks, but Con man doesn't listen to me. Con doesn't listen to me. Mayu coming to Mania to watch Io win? All right, here's the thing, folks. Since we're on the topic of Joshi's and this card, right? There's a lot of talent coming to Las Vegas. For me, the talent that I want to see in the WWE, okay, will be in Japan, or won't be in Japan, they'll be in Las Vegas for Mania. Starlight Kid, Azumi, Iwatani, Syuri, I think will be in Las Vegas, but I don't think she has the match. Tell me if she does. Does anybody know? Does Syuri have a match? I don't think so. If she does, it's not being promoted. So maybe not. She may be in Las Vegas, but there's no match that she has right now that I can remember. So Starlight Kid, Azumi, Miyu Watanabe, those are my top three for future WWE aspirations. Saya Kamitani, I love her to death, but she is the current champion in Stardom. I think she's going to be a lifer. I have no evidence to back this up, but I think Saya Kamitani is a Stardom lifer. So I don't see it. I can see Starlight Kid. I can see Azumi. I can see Miyu Watanabe. But again, I want to see Io win at Mania while they're all there and say, wow, look at that. That's awesome. I can do that. If I can see Io do it, then I can do it too. This is why representation is important. If you don't know, like it or not, this is reality. If you see someone that you can put yourself in, you see yourself in that person, they come from your neck of the woods, they share your complexion, you see that person, you say, damn, I can do that. I know her. I was with her. I admire her. I can make that jump as well. It's huge. Okay? If Io wins at Mania, you go to Starlight Kid, you go to Azumi, you go to Miyu Watanabe, you go to Syuri, you go to who else would I want in the WWE? Go to Hazuki. Okay, you go to these talent, you say, hey, look at what she just did. You can do it too. Believe in yourself. Okay, that's what you do. Learn English now. Like for example, what's her face? Koki Amare. She's learning English because she wants to go to WWE. Now, unfortunately for her, though her English is getting good and her look is great, her in-ring is not there, right? But you can take her lead and say, look at what Koki's doing. She's learning English, right? That's what Starlight Kid, that's what Azumi, Miyu Watanabe, that's what they should be doing right now. If they're not, they're making a mistake. Learn English now while you can. So we make the jump, it'll be easier to transition, okay? Now, there's a particular type of talent that Triple H likes, okay? Julia. He's been trying to get Julia for the longest time. Not just because she's good in the ring. He likes the look, okay? She's marketable. She had that crossover appeal, in his opinion. So there's other talent that are better in the ring than Julia, but he wanted her, right? Because of her look, because of her marketability. I believe all the women I just named, Starlight Kid, Azumi, Hazuki, Miyu Watanabe, they all can cross over and have appeal to the Western audience. So, Io Sky, you win that Mania, put that belt high in the sky. All the Joshis say, wow, that's amazing. She can do it. I can do it. That's what you do. Okay? So that's the positives of Io retaining for me. Bianca winning, well, that just makes for good storytelling, I think. And her reign, her Mania streak continues. That's also cool. Does Triple H know who Yes, he knows who. Yes, he knows who that is. Yes, he knows Mayu. Yes, he knows Mayu. He knows her. He knows of her at least. I think. If he doesn't, he's hiring somebody that knows her, right? Without question. Now, Mayu Iwatani is a Stardom lifer to me. That's my feeling. Could be wrong. That's my feeling. I would not bank on her leaving Japan anytime soon. Did they try? Sure, they can try. You can try all day long, but I just don't see it. Some people give off vibes of wanting to leave, right? Mina Shirakawa gave you that vibe. Azumi gives me that vibe. Starlight Kid gives me that vibe down the road. Mayu Iwatani has never given me that vibe. I think she stays in Japan. Stays in Japan. Same with Saya Kamitani. I think she stays in Japan. Both of them stay. These two, there's a chance. These two, there's a chance. They both admire Io. They both love her. Azumi says that she wants to travel the world. Starlight Kid says she wants to hear her music at WrestleMania. So it's possible with these two, I believe. That's where you bank your money if you're Triple H. Yeah, she said she would. You talking about who? You talking about Mayu? She said that if they offer her billions of dollars, she may go. But she doesn't want to go to America. She wants to stay in Japan. So that's the vibe I've always gotten from her. She wants to stay in Japan. So let her stay there. Let her stay. Here's a question. Why hasn't Mayu wrestled for AEW? I'm sure they've tried. I'm sure they've asked. Doesn't want to do it. Does not want to leave Japan. So I think she stays. I think she stays. Long term. Mayu will get fed to Mercedes. I actually think Tony Khan would protect her, probably. Honestly, he probably would protect her. But I just don't see it happening. Who needs to reach their full potential? Who? Staying in Japan, she needs to reach her full potential. Who? Who? It's funny. Uchi Road, aka Taro Okada, he's feeding people to Mercedes Moné. Not even Tony Khan. Taro Okada is feeding people to Mercedes Moné. Hazuki, Mina Shirakawa, they're all being fed to Mercedes. So not really a Tony Khan thing. Freaking Bushiroad themselves are feeding talent to Mercedes Moné. Now Mercedes is walking around with their belt, with their New Japan Strong belt, so it's fine. But they're feeding her the Joshis. So look at how they did Kairi Sane. One of the reasons why Kairi Sane left, because how her title reign was handled. She left because of the booking around the IWGP belt. One of the reasons why she said, I'm out of here, to Bushiroad. Now she's a Rossi soldier. Kairi Sane, Io Sky, they're both Rossi soldiers. So even if they leave Japan, it's going to be Marigold, not in Stardom. Their Stardom days are over. That goes for both of them, Kairi Sane and Io Sky. No more Stardom. Athena is going to lose to Mercedes on Wednesday. Probably. Because you want Mercedes Moné's first loss to be on Dynamite? Probably not. So you're probably going to get Toni Storm against Mercedes Moné, which is interesting because they've been teasing Athena, Mercedes Moné, I guess, for Dynamite. It's kind of weird. Because remember that picture they took at the promotion of All In Texas? I would have thought that would mean they'd be facing each other at All In, but now I don't think so. Now it's looking like it'll be Mercedes Moné against Toni Storm at All In, as the belt chaser continued to collect belts. I think it's interesting. I would have had Mercedes Moné's first match against Athena be on a pay-per-view, but it'll be on Dynamite. And Mercedes Moné will probably win, because it'd be weird to have her first loss in AEW happen on Dynamite. That's just weird. Would I put it past Tony Khan? Probably not, but I just think it's weird. So yeah, I have Mercedes Moné winning, taking on Jamie Hayter in the final. And could Athena screw Mercedes Moné in the final? Could Athena screw Mercedes Moné in the final against Jamie Hayter? I don't know. Does Toni Storm against Jamie Hayter ring true to you? Does that feel like a match that would happen at All In? A face against face. If Athena screws Mercedes Moné, you can do Athena against Mercedes Moné rematch at All In. You can do Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm. But is that the money match, face against face? I don't think so. Just do the belt collector storyline. Let Mercedes Moné attempt to collect the belt of Toni Storm. And then we'll see what happens. Toni Storm against Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's Championship. That might be her first loss. That might be Mercedes Monet's first loss. Athena needs to come back to the Fed. I think Athena is very loyal to Tony Khan at this point. I wouldn't be shocked because Athena loves Triple H, but I'm not too sure about that. She's being treated very well, I think, with her long reign, so she probably stays. I agree that the Joshis get treated better in the WWE. I agree. I think so. Agreed on Kairi Sane. I think Kairi Sane should turn heel on Io. Absolutely. She's getting buffed. She's getting built. You see what she's doing on Twitter. She's posting those workout videos. She's coming back strong. If Io Sky retains, and I think she probably will, one of the storylines should be her against Kairi Sane for sure, with Kairi Sane turning heel. That's a match you could do at Evolution. Io Sky, Kairi Sane. You could do that at Money in the Bank. That is a program that should happen 100%. That should happen 100% if Io Sky retains. 100%. It'd be stupid not to. It would be stupid not to. You're getting buff, putting on muscle. Let her have a match with Io Sky. Makes sense. She is doing all the curls, all the pull-ups to get ripped for her second run. And I think they should use this momentum to have her turn heel on Io for sure. That's what they should do. The elbow is looking good. Look at this. Dang, let her come back. Let her cook in the singles. I love that idea. I love that idea for Kairi Sane. Let her have a big match, a big singles match. That worked well. Triple H wanted to do Io versus Kairi back in NXT, but Vince called up Kairi. Yeah, I think it happens this year. I think it happens. It makes sense. Dakota Kai made of glass. No point of turning. I think the Dakota Kai turn will happen. If Io is going to be champion, you got to give her storylines. Dakota Kai is right there. Kairi Sane is right there. Those are programs to get her to SummerSlam. Because really, why I see it, I think Io dropped the belt at SummerSlam regardless. So between Mania and SummerSlam, she needs programs. Why not use Kairi Sane? Why not use Dakota Kai? Maybe even Asuka again. Whatever. Maybe do Lyra match. Maybe do a Bailey turning heel and going after Io again. So now you have heel Bailey and babyface Io. That's a new dynamic. Like, there's programs that could be had. So while Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley are still kind of feuding and being rivals, you tell storylines with Kairi Sane, stuff like that. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think Io Sky should be a solo babyface with no real faction. Let her be on her own, a lone wolf as babyface champion. Now the problem with that is, the reason why that won't happen is because they want a mouthpiece with Io all the time. Why Dakota Kai is always there. So Dakota Kai will speak for her sometimes when Io Sky is kind of like lost for words. You go look at her backstage segments. A lot of the time, Dakota Kai will be there to answer questions for her and stuff like that. So yeah, it makes sense to have Dakota there, but how long can you have Dakota Kai as her backup, as her sidekick? I don't know. Eventually, Dakota Kai has to go her own way. But it's always her with Dakota. when they're doing English interviews. But eventually, it can't happen forever. It can't happen forever. You know? Let me show you an example. I'm sure somewhere. Like she's always there, right? Eventually, Dakota Kai gotta move on. You know? Eventually. Eventually. But right now it's fine. It's fine for now, but can't be forever. All right, any last questions before we wrap it up here? Stephanie doing radio, eating food, living the life, eating while doing the radio. That's that Chile life in Chile. Damage Control needs to break up and move on, go solo. Maybe not right away, but eventually, sure. Unless there should always be like a Damage Control presence. Maybe they shouldn't like scrap it completely. Kind of like Judgment Day. Judgment Day continues. Maybe Damage Control can continue without Bailey, without Io. It's possible. Nia eating good and catering. I feel sorry for Nia Jax. Nia Jax deserves a Mania spot. She's not getting it. It's unfortunate. I think she deserves a spot. Nia should be on the card. Her and Liv Morgan to both be on the card. Io has a spot. Nia deserves a spot as well. I feel sorry for her. She deserves a spot. She deserves something, man. So much good work over the year, helping the baby faces, getting all that heat, and no Mania match. Not right, man. It's not right. Yeah, let's look at Mariah May's latest Insta. You can't make the wrong decision because every decision leads to you where you're supposed to be. Very cryptic. You can't make the wrong decision because every decision leads you to where you're supposed to be. Okay. This is clearly a reference to her decision between WWE and AW. Now this implies, to me, that an offer is on the table. A decision? If WWE was not interested, what decision has to be made? What decision is there? It's AW. But if a decision has to be made, there's an opportunity from both companies. So I'm led to believe that the WWE has reached out. Honestly, I think she resigns. She resigns. She's 26 years old. She's young. But again, her dream, like Stephanie McCare was offered more money, but she cried when she hung up the phone because she realized that WWE was her dream. Dream will trump the cash sometimes, especially when it's WWE. Okay, so very interesting message there from Mariah May. Now, if you ask me, Mariah May, if you ignored the cash, now would be the perfect time to step away. You just had a great feud with Toni Storm. You lost. you're busted open, you're bleeding. It'd be the perfect time creatively to walk away. She's been champion, she had a killer feud, now you walk away. It's the perfect time. But, you know, there's opportunities there for AW. There's opportunities there for her. So she could stay and maybe work with Monet, maybe do some other stuff. It is what it is, but it's the perfect time to walk away, creatively, at least. Perfect time. Will WWE make Julia replace Io as leader of Damage Control? I don't think so. I don't think so. It'd be cool, but I don't think so. It'd be a better fit because Julia is a natural heel. It'd be a better fit as her being the leader, but I don't think so. But that'd be kind of cool to see how Julia would lead that group. That'd be cool to see. Mariah May could be in so many food feuds with Io, Bianca, Rhea, Becky, Charlotte, Tiffany, Lyra. So many options. Yes, there is a lot of options for her. And she's good on the mic. She's charismatic. She is good in the ring. A lot of opportunities for her in a WWE. Yeah, Julia leading Damage Control. Leading it would be very interesting. Imagine a different crop of women that she's leading. That'd be cool. It'd be like our old DDM days. It'd be like our old DDM days. All right, you got about 8 more minutes. Wrap up this 2-hour stream. Well, you see her as a solo star? Well, she made her name leading a faction in Stardom, so it's not foreign territory, right? But yeah, it's I can see both ways. I can see her solo and leading a group. I see her as a leader though. I see her as a leader. Even though she's a single star, I see her as a leader. So it can work both ways. As long as she's leading, it's fine. I don't see her as like a backup or a sidekick or like a lackey. I see her as a leader. So long as she's leading the group, it's fine. Look at this damn group. Man, time flies. They all look so different now. Look at this. Julia, Maika, Natsupoi, Syuri. What? Is this Lady C? This Lady C? Look at this damn faction. This is original DDM? Man, Natsupoi looks so different now with the blonde hair. Maika looks different now. Syuri looks different. They all have come such a long way. What is this, 5 years ago? Man, it's crazy. So weird seeing this picture. So weird. Man, time flies, man. Who's the most successful of these 5? Who's the most successful? Julia beat Syuri for the belt at one point. Syuri had the long reign as the red belt champion. Natsupoi had a good white belt reign, but has not won the red belt. Maika got pushed like crazy last year. Who had the best career? Let's ignore Julia because Julia has been in the WWE and been NXT champion. A little different. That's an accolade that the other one don't have. So they're looking at the top 4 here. I said, Lady C. Oh, she retired? I see she's tall. I just thought she was tall. She's tall, so I said Lady C. But anyway, probably between Maika and Syuri. I'll go. I don't know. Maika went undefeated in the 5-star GP. She went undefeated in the 5-star GP, He's had a long reign as red belt holder. I'll go Maika for now. Has a better career because no one has ever went undefeated in the 5-star GP. So I'll give that to Maika, I guess. Who's the best in the ring here? It's between Natsupoi and Syuri. I'll go with. I like Natsupoi's offense, how fun it is. Syuri likes those leg kicks. Very physical, very stiff. It depends on what you like to see. What do you go for? You want more physical striking, or you want more flashy, fun sequences? It just depends on what you want to see. Lady C. When I see a tall person, I guess Hanako or Lady C, and that's it. That's just where my mind goes, or no matter what. Azumi is low-key clearing Syuri. Low-key clearing her. Rest of the year? For me right now, rest of the year is not. Let's use this as an example. This will be the last thing. Let's use this as an example for the rest of the year, right? Look, where's my list for match of the year, right? Use that as a basis. Here we go. All right. Here's my best matches of the year so far. I come time at the top, right? Golden Grace, Tessa Blanchard, Syuri, Starlight Kid. So whose name do you see the most here? Syuri, 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 Syuri. 4 times Syuri name is in the top 10 for best matches. For being fair, if I'm being honest, right now it's still Syuri. Does that ring true? Maybe not. But based on the evidence of my list here, how can I deny Syuri? How can I deny her? From a character standpoint, I like what Saya Kamitani is doing from a character standpoint. But from an in-ring, how can I deny Syuri right now? I think it'll be between Syuri, Saya, Starlight Kid, and I think Stephanie has a chance by the end of the year. So those would be my 4 right now that I think would be at the top of the chase. Unfortunately for WWE, the women don't have the opportunities that the Joshis have overseas to cook in the ring. I mean, how many bangers have Bianca had this year? She's not wrestling. She's just not wrestling. So how can she have bangers? It's all based on creative. Gotta give them the opportunities. They don't have the opportunities. So yeah, Saya, Syuri, Starlight Kid, Stephanie. Those are my options. Maybe Azumi will come later on, but for me right now, I think Syuri's in the front. She's a front runner right now. Well, drop kicks. She's a good wrestler. She's a very good wrestler. She is. She just is. She's very good in the ring. She's very good in the ring. What's not to like? I think people are starting to get tired of Syuri. I don't think she's going to win rest of the year this year. Over time, people just get tired of voting for the same person. So I don't think Syuri will win it. But she's in a prime position right now. Ultimately, I think I'll probably go to Saya Kamitani. Just based off of her being more front-facing for the Joshi scene, being more in the news. I think Saya Kamitani has a very good chance to be rest of the year at the end of the year. But yeah, I think Syuri's doing a fine job so far. We'll see what happens. Again, All-Star Grand Queendom will be a big show where you have Tam wrestling on that show. You got Saya Kamitani wrestling on that show. You got Syuri wrestling on that show. Rina. Meiko. So there's plenty of opportunities for the women to have bangers. So unfortunately for WWE, there's not enough opportunities. So maybe even like maybe a wild card would be like a Lyra Valkyria as like a wild card outsider Lyra, but I don't think she's gonna get there either. It'll probably be a Joshi. Candice and Zoe could thrive in AEW. Sure. They could. They could thrive in WWE. I don't really see Candice getting that many opportunities. Look at Tony Khan is somebody that will book you at first strongly. Once he's done with you, you kind of get sent to the back. So Candice LeRae would have a lot of good matches right away, like the first 2-3 months, and then she'll be like out of sight, out of mind. Zoe Stark, same situation. She'll be wrestling on TV for the first couple of months, then she'll be like out of sight, out of mind. Similar to Ruby Soho for a while, similar to some other talent that had a lot of promise. Look at Purrazzo. What is she doing? She came in with a lot of fanfare. Now she's kind of like what, on Collision every once in a while. What Deonna Purrazzo doing? Where's Deonna Purrazzo? Where's she at? So it just depends on his mood and his storylines he wants to tell. Hey, Bozilla retweeted me. Got the Bozilla retweet. Her last match in Marigold, folks. She's heading back to the States. Well, heading back to Germany. She has a match in Las Vegas against what's her face, Megan Bayne. That's gonna be very, very good. Hopefully, the WWE are watching those shows and can watch Bozilla and say, "Oh yeah, she needs to be where we're at. Sign her up now." I think Bozilla is great. I'm a big fan of hers. She's an awesome talent. Got strength, got the size, got the charisma, got the mic skills. Sign Bozilla now. I'm hoping she has a good match against Megan Bayne. I'm hoping WWE does not allow AEW to grab Bozilla. Well, yeah, they're talented wrestlers, so they can thrive anywhere. I'm hopeful that Melo will get his opportunities, but it's frustrating to watch sometimes, but I'm hopeful that there's a plan for Melo. I'm hopeful. All right, folks. Crazy how a non-factor Britt is. Britt Baker, that's a talent I think is in a bad spot. I don't think Triple H is interested, and Tony Khan doesn't really see her as a work rate guy or gal, so she's kind of like in a kind of in a bad spot. Britt Baker, but I think Tony Khan loves her, so will have a spot. She's not going to get cut or released. We'll see what happens with her, but Britt Baker is in an interesting spot creatively with that division. But we'll see what happens. Rich Swann departs TNA. Okay. Stephanie Kerr was originally told she can't afford that. Good luck in AW. Triple H and WWE don't play that. You want more money? Okay, sign with AW. When you're the top, you can do that, right? They'll be fine. The money's going to come in. They're going to sell out without Stephanie Kerr, without Mercedes Moné, without Jamie Hayter. Like, they'll be fine. So, oh, you want more money? Okay, I hear you. Sign with AW. That's fair. You're worth that money. They want to offer you that. We can't beat it. Have fun, right? Not disrespectful, not bad. They just have a number. We can't go over this number. So sign with the other company. I'm telling you, that's what they told Mercedes Moné. When Mercedes Moné came with that big ass contract, because I know Tony Khan offered her the world. He offered her the world. Like, wow, that's a good number. You should take it. Take it. We'll come back to you maybe after you're done, but we can't afford that. We're not paying that, so enjoy your AW run. It's a fair thing to say. It's a business. It's a business. So that makes all the sense in the world that the tells definitely care to take the money. Take the money. All right, folks. Now is it for the stream. Do me a favor, hit like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. We have one hell of a weekend coming up here with WrestleMania. Then next week week after that we have All-Star Grand Queendom. Big show after big show. A lot of talent coming into Las Vegas. So a lot of like people piggybacking off of WWE. So many shows, so many events that are being streamed. How can you watch it all? You can't. I would say don't even try to watch it all. Just pick out certain matches you want to see. Whoever's your favorite wrestler, find out what they're doing WrestleMania weekend and try to watch their matches. But trying to watch it all is crazy. You can't watch all of Stardom. You can't watch all of New Japan Pro Wrestling stuff. You can't watch all of the Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling stuff. You can't watch all the Sendai Girl stuff. You can't watch it all. So find out where your favorite wrestlers are doing. What are they doing? Where are they competing? Can you stream it and watch that stuff? Be very select. If you try to watch everything this weekend, you're going to get burned out. For example, Prestige had a show on YouTube. I watched Azumi against, I watched her match, and that was it. Can't watch it all. One more thing. What is it, Keenan? Rock wearing New Japan shirt. I saw that. That was hilarious. Hilarious. He wearing that shirt. Won't watch him. You won't catch him with an AW shirt. That's for damn sure. But New Japan shirt, sure. Keenan, you have 30 seconds to post your comment in the chat. Okay. I'm not going to try to pronounce all those names because I'm going to mess it up. Ashley, Ranna, Yagami. How about her already? She's okay. She's okay. She had the match this at All-Star Grand Queendom. He's all right. She's okay. Okay, she's not my favorite, but she's okay. The rest of them, I'll catch up and I'll check them out. Ranna is just okay to me. I don't love that talent, but she's young. She has opportunities to get better, but she's not my favorite right now. All right, folks, that's it for stream. Hit like, subscribe. See you over on Twitter. Have a very, very good day. Peace.